Hey guys, so mom gave me the task of making a game. And I was thinking about using high-level programming language in order to do this. Since most of you here are comp-sci majors. Reinalyn, I'm giving you the task of making the user interface of the game. And Jumar, you're in charge of doing the sprites. Mikee, I'm giving you the task of making the map of the game and Ronald with the power-ups. Gabriel and I will be behind the physics of the game since both of us here are engineering majors.
Well, that's too tedious for us.
Yes, we can't agree with that. We have too many projects.
We also have too many projects, but we can manage to do this one.
But then to use high-level language, there are simpler ones out there.
But don't you want high grades?
Well, we also want a high grade, but I believe we can do it using simpler language.
I only want what's best for the group.
I'm sorry guys, but wait, are you fighting? Guys, I'm telling you that we do not have time for conflict right now. Maybe we should address this issue as promptly as possible so that we can finish the project as soon as possible. So let's have a group discussion in addressing the issue discarded in this group. I'm Alyssa Gabriel, the moderator. Joaquin, Hbd Reinalyn, CONDE, Jumar, Mikee OJASTRO, Ronald, LEIS, and Gabriel.
Guys, why are we even arguing? We're just wasting time here. We're not having any progress with what we are doing.
Yeah, I agree with him. We can get our common goal. Shouldn't we work as a team?
We should work as a team. But then I think what hinders us to work as a team is the number of people in this group.
What's your problem? I mean, mom gave us this group.
She gave us this group hoping that it's for the best. I mean, she expects that the quality should conform with the quantity.
What do you mean by quality?
I mean, each member's potential should be utilized.
But I gave all of you tasks.
Well, I think that's also a problem because I believe that the values and our beliefs are far too different and our preferences are also different with each other.
I agree with her, and that's because we have different personalities. As you can see, we've come from different walks of life. For example, you, Jumar, where did you grow up?
From Quezon City?
From Quezon City, and I'm from Bulacan. Growing up in the city is different from where I did grow up, and I think that's what causing our differences and discord.
Maybe you're right. Because I've noticed that some of you here are forming groups of your own, talking among yourselves and not even consulting with the others. Do you even think about what the others think before you act?
Speak for yourself. How about us? Have you considered us, especially when assigning tasks and roles?
Why? What's wrong with my leadership?
Are you saying that he's ineffective?
Well, for the past few projects, you've been doing or you've been deciding on your own without even consulting all of the group members. Also, your concerns are not addressed to us.
Yes, like the recent project, you assign power-ups to me, but then it's not my specialty.
So, you are implying that our leader should always consult with you in every decision? No, I think he just does competitiveness. You should defend yourself.
No, I'm not saying that he should always consult with us. I'm just saying that as a group, we should decide with all of the members, and I believe that his selfishness hinders our group.
What she's trying to say is that selfishness hinders the group.
So what do you want to happen?
Maybe there should be more transparency in this group.
What kind of transparency?
For example, in the subgroups, if there's a problem, maybe we should be more open into saying it to each other.
Yes, I agree with you. But the thing is, are we all committed to this group? I mean, not all of us exerts equal contribution. Some of us are freeloaders.
I agree because I gave all of you here tasks and you're unwilling to comply.
So based on what we have discussed right now, what are the possible solutions in this issue?
I think we should consider all of us as if we can acknowledge each other's importance, we can collaborate ideas so we can meet each other's needs.
Well, don't you think that we are having a dispute because hierarchy exists? And I believe that this hierarchy is hindering us from achieving our goal. And the leader should listen to the members.
But isn't that why you assigned me as your leader?
Well, I'm not saying that you yourself are creating this hierarchy. It's that we just have this notion that if you're the leader, you should always decide for the group.
I also think that we should set aside our biases. I mean, it's obvious that we don't like each other that much, but we should set aside that in order for us to have a goal.
As you have said, it is obvious that we hate each other. And maybe for us to work as a team, maybe we should just be committed with our goal. Because if there's a will, there's always a way. Even though we hate each other, if we are committed to the goal itself, maybe we can work it out.
For us to finish this, I think we should just split up.
What?
Split up.
Well, I think it's right. If for now we have our different subgroups, right? And I believe that we are doing something to achieve our goal, and you guys also are doing that.
Wait. We're straying from the point here. Ronald said that we should be committed, and then both of you are saying that we should split. I don't think that's for the best for the group. I think that we all should be open-minded to each other's thoughts and decisions, so that we can all attain our goal as a group.
Yes, I agree with Joaquin. I think we should adjust our perspective and we should interact more with each other, and also we should stop talking about each other and start talking to each other.
We should also understand each other's points. By that, we can gather facts about each other, then we can collect them and create a good idea.
Maybe that will work out.
PPAP. I have a pen, I have an apple, apple pen. I have a pen, I have pineapple, pineapple pen, apple pen, pineapple pen, pen pineapple apple pen. Pen pineapple apple pen. Dance time.
At this point of the discussion, we are down to possible solutions. The first solution was we have to consider each other's ideas.
Yes, if we are able to consider each other's ideas and thoughts, we may be able to work comfortably with each other. Therefore, we can meet our needs.
But don't you think that only considering others' idea is not enough? I think that if one has a great idea, everyone should pitch in with that idea.
But that's what Jumar is trying to say. That everyone should be heard and their opinions should be entertained in order to attain the goal of the group.
Well, if that's the case, I think it would take us much longer time by listening to everyone's idea, and it will simply make us unorganized as a group, thus straying away us from our real goal, which is to finish this project.
Yes, I agree that it would take time for the first time, but this solution would give us a long-term result which will help us achieve our goal.
And what long term?
This will create a friendly environment for all of us that will help us to have a better relationship with each other.
And would that be enough?
That's not what we're establishing here. We're here to do the project and not building relationships.
Is there anything that you wanted to say? So I guess let's move on to the next solution. Another solution was we have to eliminate the hierarchy system within this group.
Well, I think that if we eliminate the hierarchy, all of us will be given a chance to say something about a decision, and I think that is a good idea.
So don't you think that the concept of appointing a leader is useless?
It's not being useless. What we're saying is that we should not limit the power to a leader. Everyone is a leader of their own, and it would not be productive when the power is contained to only one person.
Wouldn't it be hard to, collaborate ideas without anyone governing us?
Well, what we're saying is that there should be a control, not total disregard.
What he's trying to say is not a controller but a guide for our group.
But if you're saying that, then we are just going back to the original plan where all will have their own idea.
Being considered.
Anything else? So I guess let's move on. The next solution was eliminating the biases.
I think that our own biases hinders us from achieving our goal, and these biases creates a subgroup within our group.
I agree because just like what I have said earlier, I've already noticed that some of us here are talking among ourselves in the group and we're not considering what others are saying and we're acting on our own.
But don't you think that's feasible? I mean, bias are natural for human beings.
He's right. If we eliminate completely our biases, then sooner or later it will just show up.
But if that's what you want, you won't be able to grow individually, because life is not like a wish
Granting
granting.
I do not agree with you. I'm suggesting that we should just split up.
Yeah, if we cannot remove the bias, then we should split up.
Don't you think that splitting up disrespects the authority of ma'am?
Yes, because she gave the ideal number of group members and she expects that we deliver this task as a whole. But don't you think that you're questioning my capacity as your leader?
But then we're still accomplishing what we're given to. And aside, because after all, the purpose of this is to address the issue on Discord. And by splitting up, we can do that. Don't you think that's...
Don't you think that by doing that, you're destroying the relationship within the group and outside the group?
And also by splitting up, we divide the manpower. It would be harder for us to complete the task.
But we can be productive in our ways. And as I will emphasize, it will address the issue on Discord.
He's right. And we have far too different preferences. So I think that splitting up and addressing the issue on the Discord is one possible solution.
Anything else? Next solution was we have to be committed. We have to be committed in a goal.
Aside from the things that you have said, maybe if we cannot implement those, we should just set one clear goal and be committed to that goal.
Don't you think it's ironic that this statement is coming from you, given that some of us here are unwilling to comply with the tasks I gave them?
Yes, I am one of those, and but what I am saying is that we can give what we don't have. If we were given the things that we love to do, then we can be committed to it fully, and the productivity will double. So I think being committed is one of the possible solutions after all. Anything?
Don't you think that, again, you yourself won't be able to grow as an individual? Like I said earlier, life is not a wishing, that make life
It's not
a
a
wish-making
factor.
factory.
But what he's trying to say is that if we are committed to one goal, then there is a possibility that all of us will reach that certain goal, especially if we have like different preferences.
But there is a chance that we will just be committed to the goal that we want and not the goal that is assigned to us. That would be difficult for all of us.
Is there anything else you wanted to say? Okay, let's move on to the next solution. The next solution was we have to be open-minded.
Since we still haven't arrived to a solution that will be feasible for our group, I think that the most plausible solution is that all of us should be open-minded to our ideas, that all of us should have a say in what we are going to do as a group, and everyone should be entertained. So as a result, this can ultimately help us in achieving our goal as a group.
But being open-minded opens all the possibilities that each group member will have a lot of solution to only one problem, don't you think?
I would also want to point that it's quite related to, for example, his suggestion a while ago about considering everyone else. Being open and the relationships like that, we should not focus on each other.
We should focus on the project.
Yes, we
The
should
project itself.
focus on the project.
So I think we're just going back to square one if we try to implement that solution of yours.
Anything else that you wanted to say? Now we're down to the last solution. The last solution was we have to have the same perspective and, of course, understand each other.
Having more interaction with each other and talking to each other really gives us a friendly environment for all of us and also helps us to grow as individuals. It also helps us to achieve our common goal as a group.
Being able to understand the perspective of each other, we may be able to work in harmony. Therefore, the flow of ideas may be better.
So are you suggesting that all of us should adjust to each other's preferences?
Yes, because isn't that the point of what we are having here? The task wasn't given to us individually. It was given to us as a group. So we have to work on it as a group. I understand that most of us here have our different views in life. But we can't, just like what Jumar said, we can't always have what we want in life. Sometimes there are obstacles that hinder us from having what we want. And this is one of them. So what I'm trying to say is, all of us here, we have what we want, what we don't like. We're all the same. So it's best if we can compromise to each other so we can attain our goal.
So is that like saying that in this group we will have a certain equality?
Yes, because we're all people here.
And if I understood it right, is it compromising for each member and at the same time for the goal of the group?
Yes, yes.
So, is there anything else that you wanted to add?
We're fine.
So, upon evaluation of all the possible solutions, we have arrived to two possible solutions. So one solution was we have to split. The group will be split into two subgroups, and another solution was we have to compromise. So who among you guys would want the group to split? Okay. So 3 of you voted for splitting. And another was, who among you guys would want for the group to just compromise?
Wait guys, based on what they have said earlier, this solution would bring equality to us, and isn't that what we want? We want to remove the hierarchy, we want to be goal-oriented, and
We want everyone to be considered.
But we can achieve that by splitting. I mean, among the subgroups, we can also do that.
But guys, don't you think that since we are given this group by our professor, it is only right that we follow her instructions, and this would not only be good for the group but for us individually, especially if in the real world we will be working with other people.
And I also, might I say that I also agree with your contention, because splitting would give benefit to our group since we have different views. But don't you think that that's gonna help us in the long run? I mean, we're all students from UP Los Baños here, and we're all attending the same class. Don't you think that splitting as a group now would be good for us after this project has been done?
But maybe you're right. In that list, we can still address the issue on Discord, whether we split or not. But then, we should, I think, compromise.
So how do you want this to happen?
I guess it would be better, it would be best if all of us would say their forte.
Would get to choose what we like to do.
Yes, sort of. Let's say our forte, and we'll decide after what would be the task assigned to you.
Well, for starters, I would like to do the user interface because I'm quite fond with graphics.
And as I have stated in the beginning, that I do not really like power-ups. So maybe try giving me tasks including maps.
I think Jumar is the star student of his class here, and I think he knows how to do the power-ups also. And I think he could give you that task.
I can just do any task.
It would be best for me if I would be assigned to sprites, because I am really fond of making sprites, and it would be additional learning to me.
I want to help Mikee with doing the UI because I like it.
And since I'm the only engineering major and I've been taking my physics subjects, I think I'll just stick to my task of dealing with the physics behind the game.
So in short, are we all willing to do our tasks?
Yes, yes.
So guys, are we done? Are we considering compromising as the possible or as the best solution to our resolution of this court?
Yes, absolutely.
So we're done.